You're in class. The teacher throws a question into the air. Everyone starts answering like someone activated auto Google mode. And you just stay quiet. Not because you don't know the answer, but because your brain needs a few extra seconds. It needs time to analyze, compare, organize the info. But while it's doing that, someone already looked at you like, hello? Anyone in there? And that's how the misunderstanding begins. When your intelligence doesn't look like intelligence. Let's get into the evidence. 1. You pause before answering. We live in a world where fast answers are confused with smart people. If you hesitate or take a moment to think, people assume you're lost. But your brain isn't slow, it's methodical. You're like that quiet friend in the group who never says much. But when they do, they drop an emotional or philosophical bomb that leaves everyone speechless. That's you. That pause isn't awkwardness. It's your brain doing deep analysis. What did that person actually mean? What's the context? What's the most accurate or least hurtful way to respond? How could this be interpreted? That so-called slowness is like checking GPS before crossing a street. It doesn't make you dumb, it makes you strategically silent. 2. You ask obvious questions, another misunderstood trait. People say things like, seriously? You didn't know that? That's basic stuff. But your question was real, not from ignorance, from curiosity. You don't want to repeat what others only half understand. You want to break it down. You want to know why things are the way they are. Asking obvious questions isn't a lack of intelligence. It's a refusal to settle for surface level thinking. It's like saying, okay, I know they teach it this way, but what's the real reason? Who decided that? And sometimes that one question cracks open the illusion and reveals just how many people are repeating things without understanding them. So yes, maybe you look like the fool for asking, but you end up being the only one who truly gets it. 3. You don't vibe with shallow conversations. You're at a party. Everyone's talking about diets, celebrities, their ex's zodiac sign, or the latest Netflix series you're supposed to love or hate. You smile, you nod, but inside you're screaming, can we talk about something that actually matters? And then comes the label. You're weird. You think you're better than us. You're bad at socializing. But here's the thing, you're not antisocial, you just crave depth. Not because you're arrogant, but because your brain needs something to hold on to. You don't want more conversation, you want better conversation. And in a world full of noise, that's a sign of a very refined mental filter. 4. You change your mind easily. You're arguing with someone, and suddenly you realize they make a good point. So you say, yeah, fair enough. And they react like you just lost the debate. Huh? I knew it. You had no idea what you were talking about. But no, it's not that you didn't know. It's that you listened. Your brain doesn't cling to being right. It clings to understanding better. Changing your mind isn't weakness. It means your ego isn't the center of the universe. And in today's world, that's almost a superpower. Most people are terrified to admit they were wrong because they think it makes them look stupid. But you know, clinging to a bad idea just out of pride, that's the real stupidity. Updating your opinion should be like updating an app. It doesn't mean the old version was trash. It just means you've got something better now. 5. You mirror other people without realizing it. This one's common if you're highly sensitive or neurodivergent. You're in a group, and without even noticing, you start changing how you speak, how you laugh, even how you sit. Later at home, you ask yourself, why did I talk like that? Why did I laugh so much if it wasn't even funny? Then comes the guilt. Am I just pretending to be someone I'm not? But no, that's not pretending. It's called adaptive intelligence. Your brain is scanning the room on a subconscious level, adjusting your behavior to survive, to fit in, or just to avoid conflict. It's a form of social hyper-awareness. In psychology, it's called social camouflaging. And yeah, it can be mentally exhausting, but it's also a powerful skill. Animals do it too. They change their colors, their behavior, their sound, depending on the environment. And you do it with your voice, your smile, your vibe. Not to deceive, but to protect yourself. It's like speaking the local language in every social group you enter. Sure, sometimes it makes you feel fake, but in reality, you're like a living emotional translator. You're not copying, you're adapting. 6. You mentally drift off. All the time you're in a conversation, someone's telling you about their weekend, and suddenly, boom, you're gone. You're watching a movie, but instead of following the plot, you start thinking about the director's camera angles, whether the actors are emotionally okay, or if you could make a film someday. 5 minutes later, you don't even know what planet you're on. People say, "Hey, focus, what are you even thinking about?" And you can't explain it because you don't even know how your brain got there. It just wandered off, like a GPS with no destination, constantly veering off a road, as if it had Wi-Fi of its own. But here's the truth, what looks like distraction is actually divergent thinking, the ability to connect ideas that seem random, but secretly make sense. That's how creatives, inventors, comedians, and writers operate. They need to get mentally lost in order to find something new. So no, you're not just a spacey weirdo, you're a navigator with no map, and that's how you find roads no one else can see. 7. You question everything, even yourself. This is the most invisible and painful sign of all because no one sees it, but you feel it all the time. You constantly ask yourself, am I doing this right? Did that come off wrong? Am I really good at this, or did I just get lucky? That level of self-analysis can freeze you. It can make simple decisions feel like giant cliffs. It can even steal the joy from things you've already achieved. But this isn't insecurity, it's advanced self-awareness. The ability to step outside yourself and look at your life like you're another character in the game. Does it torture you? Absolutely. Does it make you doubt? Constantly. But you know what else it does? It keeps you from becoming arrogant. It pushes you to grow. It keeps you grounded. And believe it or not, that's a powerful form of emotional intelligence. Because truly foolish people never question themselves. They just keep going blindly. You, on the other hand, question everything. And that's what makes you sharp, flexible, and real. If you made it this far and saw yourself in more than one of these signs, you're not weird, you're not slow, you're not less intelligent, you're just playing life on hard mode, and most people don't even realize it. So the next time someone calls you a little slow or kind of clueless, don't say a word, just smile. Because while they're still trying to solve a puzzle with 9 pieces, your brain is already playing chess in 4 dimensions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Because here, we don't celebrate being normal. We celebrate everything that makes you rare, brilliant, and free. See you in the next video.